Okay, welcome back to the Educational Currency. I'm Robert Namoski, proprietor of Ultimate Jiu-Jitsu and the Coaching College.
And I'm Chris Talat Gerges from Maximum Education.
And today we have a very special guest, someone I'm very, very excited that he came on our show, Mr. Talat Gerges, my current boss and mentor. Welcome on board.
Thank you. Thank you. I am happy to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've been waiting a while. So we had a bit of an incident with his foot at school, but now we're on. So we're very excited to have you on because in this show, what we're looking at is interviewing teachers, and we've got a very excited to have a teacher with decades of experience, and not just decades of experience, someone who is motivated as well and motivates us, the younger teachers.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and.
I grew in Egypt, and my bachelor degree about education and science from Egypt. After I finish, I work for a few years, very few years in Egypt, and then I decide to come to Australia. A friend of mine living here, and he asked me, if you love education, love teaching, why you don't come to Australia? But I said, I have a problem. In Egypt, I'm teaching different language. He said, oh, that's easy. When you come here, you have the knowledge, you just translate it. Okay. I think about it, and when I decide, and God willing, God hand in my life and my wife, we came here to Australia. When I come here, I found a big difference between the system over there and the system here. Mathematics is not big different, but the students a little bit different from here and there. I decide to going to mini school to volunteer work to understand what the difference until I get my master degree from Western Sydney Uni. And I start work here at the school and TAFE, and I have a very, very nice experience with lovely experience, actually. I love every bit of it.
Yeah. Nice. So what was the one thing that you went, okay, teacher? Was there a teacher for you, or was it a family friend, relative, or someone? What inspired you to be a teacher?
Actually, it's my younger brother. He always asking me for help, and I help for math, and suddenly he come first on the notice state in the whole Egypt.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, wow, that's a very rewarding. Yeah. And then I keep teaching him until the last year of high school, and he become a doctor. Later on, he follow me to Australia, and they have a clinic here in Wollongong. But I found that it's rewarding, and I can help people. Then I going this way.
Really nice.
So that's not just what led you to teaching, but specifically that's what made you want to teach maths?
Maths, that is the subject I love.
Yeah, number one. What makes maths the best?
Always I'm saying maths is fun, and sometimes I write it in my jersey. Maths is fun.
You've got it on your jumper.
Maths is fun.
Hey, I have to agree.
That's it. Put it out there to those students, okay? Maths is fun.
Absolutely.
That's it. Oh, look, that's excellent. If it wasn't maths, what else might you have taught?
I tell you something, but we cannot keep it as a secret.
I need to be revealed now.
This question, I have it when the first school I was teaching at Bethel Christian School. They asked me, what else you teach with math? I said, math is not enough. They said, no, here you can teach more than one subject. You have to teach something else. Said, okay, I love drama. Yeah. They said, okay, you will teach a drama. I taught drama for around 7 years. Wow. But when I go to the Coptic system, I didn't tell anyone about
it. So you only heard it here first time.
The principal's writing it down now. Get him in that drama class. Oh, look, that's excellent. Look, then you love maths. Give us a bit of a feel. What's it like being in your classroom? I'm a student in your classroom. How do you set it up? How do you make the students feel welcome?
There is many things about teaching in class. One day when I talked to a friend of mine, his name Ivan, and I asked him, "Do you love math?" He said, "No, I hate it." Said, "Why?" He said, "Because there is one teacher in primary school tell me that is, today I will teach you math. I don't know what is that for." And that switched me off to the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Said, "Yeah, this one shouldn't be. The teacher should give the students how important what he teach.
Yeah.
And if the teacher is not enthusiastic to his own subject, he cannot carry on with the students. He cannot teach them anything.
Yeah.
If I am teaching whatever subject is, I am enthusiastic to this subject, the students will love it and they will follow my instruction."
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got to kind of feed that. They feed off your enthusiasm. So if you're showing them that, you know, I'm passionate about this, what I'm teaching is important, you know, yeah, they will feed off it.
That's all right.
Yeah, 100%.
So after, I'm assuming 40 plus years of teaching, how do you feed your enthusiasm?
Every year I have a different feeling with this class. What I need from this class. By the end of the year, what I need. I don't need someone, as I am saying, monkey see, monkey do. I hate that. I want someone who can think, who can love what he's doing. If you love what you do what you love later.
Yeah, spot on.
But
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
don't like what you do and you feel that there's someone pushing you, this one will never build a human being in the right way.
Very important. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. That's where teaching is more than just a job. It's a vocation, eh? You know, you devote yourself to it, and yet, like, you love the love of
Yeah,
work.
well, a part of you is with the kids. Like it's almost like you're there with them.
Yeah,
Now, if you hate it, they hate it. They hate it because you hate it.
yeah,
It's a mission.
Yeah,
it's a mission.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Teaching is the best job or the best work in the whole life if you love it. But if you don't, that will be hard for you and for your students.
yeah.
It becomes a nightmare.
Yes, that's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yes.
And Rob mentioned at the beginning of this episode too that we've kind of been speaking to different teachers at different points of their careers, and they've obviously mentioned, you know, different challenges at different points of careers. At your point of your career, what do you find are your challenges right now at your stage of your career?
When you're dealing with the students have attitude, this one is too hard. You need to change the attitude and then you start to teach him what you want to teach him. I remember there is a student, I know his parents, his dad tell me that is this one, my kids is hate mathematics with passion. Said, okay. What he know about math? He is in year 9 and he know nothing. Can you please teach him? In the beginning, I was afraid that I am teaching someone who already have an attitude. And I start to do this one with him. I start to teach him. And first lesson, I said at the end, wow, these students have a knowledge of year 2.
Yeah.
If I ask him, if I give you $5 and you spend $2, what is the rest? What does it mean? He couldn't answer a basic question like that.
Yeah.
And I told his dad, sorry, I cannot do it. And his dad start to cry.
Yeah.
Said, okay, I will take it, but I don't know the result. He said, okay. I'm just saying that is for the teacher, never give up. I taught him one lesson about equation of year 7.
Yeah.
And this one, I give him the example and the homework. Next week, come back to me. Did you solve the homework? No. Why? I didn't understand anything. I said, okay, no worries. We will do another things. I repeat the same lesson. Exactly with the example. And at the end, okay, you understand? Do the homework. Okay. No homework. Okay. I do this one for around 2 months.
Yeah.
After 2 months, in the last lesson of the second month, he said, have you done this question before? I repeated around 9, 10 times. I said, yes. He said, yeah, I understand this one. I solved the homework for this time. Okay. He's solving homework, and I start to teach him all year 9 through this topic, equation.
Yeah.
He loved it. He started doing it. And you will be surprised if I'm telling you he's working as an engineer now.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You changed his
he's
life.
starting with nothing. But that gave me a lesson, that is, never give up in a student.
Yeah.
Brunner said that is, you can teach anything to anyone at any time if you go the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we
Very
can.
important lesson.
But that's strategy in itself. That's amazing. So it was the same work every time
Yep.
for about 2 months.
Yes,
You know, and then eventually he got it. But it was always the same example, same everything.
exactly. And at the end he said, oh, have you done this before?
That's crazy.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But it's such a great way to simplify. Like, I've never even thought of a strategy like that too. Like, so that's a great takeaway.
The teacher never gave up on him.
Yeah, and that's all.
Yeah. That's
Never
another
gave up
thing.
on him.
Yeah.
You know, you give up on a kid, well, feels like the whole world's gonna give up on you.
Yeah, they feel it.
Yeah,
They feel
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what would you say? What's your advice to say? We'll start with primary school kids, like from your experience to the parents, to say to the kids first.
I started this one long time ago. I found that as the students come to high school and he's afraid from high school. Like when year 7, first lesson saying, oh, we will teach today algebra. And the students look at you and said, algebra is too hard. Too hard what? You are in year 7. You didn't see anything like that before. Say, oh, my cousin told me it's hard. Okay. Then I decide to start year 7 from year 6. I went to year 6 and I start to teach them what is the high school about, what is algebra, what is the variable, how we can solve the equation instead of you doing in primary with using empty box. You will put a letter instead of the empty box, and they start to understand. They love it. They're looking forward to go to year 7 and doing the mathematics of high school. And this one, of course, make a big difference in the attitude for the primary kids going to the high school.
So you're changing their attitudes from young.
Yeah.
It's I tell you something. This one is like McDonald's way. That is, they grow up with this one. This is some gift from here, and they grow up. They love the idea. This one is the same with mathematics. They grow up with loving what they're doing about.
Yeah.
This is,
And it's actually pretty amazing too, because like what you've done there as well is, you're trying to bridge that gap between primary and high school. And that can often be a very difficult point with students in schools because, they are in a primary school and they're learning that. And then it's such a shock coming into year 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas you identify that and you actually chose, you know what, I'm going to teach a bit in the primary school. And then, kind of putting that passion for algebra in place and making it applicable. So when they get to year 7, well, they're off to a great start.
yeah, it's important because it sets the foundations. If you go on the back foot in year 7, you struggle, you hate doing the work, then year 8 comes along, and then you're put into different classes in year 9.
Yeah.
So you have to get it together year 7 and 8.
Yeah.
If you don't get it together by year 8, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, you're in serious trouble with maths. So even how you've gone into teaching from year 6, well, that gives you 3 years to get it together by year 8.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference, I think.
Something else, even when you teach year 7 and 8, and instead of tell them what is A plus A, what is that equal, you can put what is I plus I. If you understand the concept, that's a 2I. When he growing up and going to year 12, start extension to, I have done that before. It's algebra. It's normal algebra. I can add this one. Yeah. I saw that before. That's not that hard. Okay. Then that's, of course.
Yeah, it puts it. I is complex numbers, so people know this is
I
extension.
is
I is imaginary numbers. Extension to maths, the first topic.
Yeah.
But it's algebra at the end of the day.
That's
This is important. But what about to the parents? Like, what advice would you give to primary school parents? like to nurture their child for maths?
Okay. The parents sometimes they said, "Oh, mathematics is easy. I will teach my kids," which is sometimes make a big problem. Why? The parents always they think that is whatever they know, their kids should be know. It's born they know this one. That's not right. That you dealing with someone have no idea about what is that. And the parents sometimes they teach the first part and they okay, I found this one is okay. They will understand it. And then the second step, the students didn't understand this his parents' way or whatever for any reason. The parents start to raise their voice. They think that is another way, and the students start to be afraid, and that's be bad. Then the parents, please, just you have to know that is your kid doesn't know anything about what you're teaching. You have to do it step by step. I tell you something. When I done my master degree here, my master degree was about the language impact on students' attitude toward learning mathematics. It's a big book about this one. And I discovered that is the language the parents use with their kids while they are kids, little kids, they affect their attitude toward learning mathematics. And I found some culture using number a lot in their talking. Like Chinese people, they're using number a lot when they talking to their kids. The kids start growing up with thinking in numbers. If you ask a student in year 7, do you live in a double-story house? Yes. How many stairs at your home? What? They didn't think about number.
Yeah.
If they think about number, that's, of course, they will grow up, love the concept of numbers. Then this one will make a big difference in their attitude when they grow up.
Yeah. So get them thinking about values and just where the numbers are in their world. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, it just sets their brain right.
Yeah.
Yeah, from young. You know, their brain grows with numbers. It just feels natural, not something you're fighting.
Yeah, if you just ask the parents when they talk to the kids in primary, how many traffic lights between our home and the school? And the students keep the number and how calculated. And then they say, how many of them was read today? Then we start to introduce probability.
Yeah.
Then as students, actually, we can grow up during environment. When he goes to school, the teacher starts to explain, probability is something too hard for you to understand. No, he already understands what does it mean, what you talk about.
Yeah, keeping the brains intuitive.
Look at that. I wish I had my pen and paper handy.
Mate, we're going to watch this again.
My kids, you know what's coming.
You know what's coming now. No, this is important, but this is the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah.
To have your experience come across.
Yeah.
So then parents, teachers, we can take that advice on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gold.
Yeah.
Exactly what we want. So you've given us advice. So what is the jump? So in your case, say you've got a primary school kid, then high school. What are the differences that parents need? Because we're parents now. I've got one into high school. I've got another one primary school now. We're going to be counting traffic lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
I will tell you about the parents should be take care about many small things. Many small things like we have a theory. It's named broken window theory. The broken window theory. If you have a big building with all of these glasses, and while you go your home or you're walking around it and you find one window are broken, one window only is broken, and second day is the same thing, the broken window is not fixed, then third day that's encourage him to throw something to break another window and another window. And then it's broken, then you don't care. Then you may smash the rest of the home because there is no one fix it. The same thing with the kids. They going home with a homework. I didn't solve it today. Okay, tomorrow I didn't solve it. Day after I didn't solve it. Then I found that a lot of things I have to do. Then I will give up and I will do anything. I will not do anything with that one, which is that you going to saying, I give up, which is the very, very bad thinking of the student.
Yeah, student gives up, that's it.
Then you have from the beginning, you feel, what you have done, you couldn't do it. But I will help you in this one. Forget about, no, we will not forget about it. We have to do this one now. Because, okay, even if you just find 3-4 homework, I will do half of the homework for each one until I understand the concept of this one, this one, this one. From the student's point of view, I will tell you something about the students. And every time I say to the students, they always laugh because they thinking in the same way. The students always having something, it's named tomorrow party. What is tomorrow party? When you give them something and you said, you study this part, they saying, okay, tomorrow I will study that. And tomorrow never come. I will study that after the weekend. Monday, I am very busy. No, I am tired today. Tuesday, I will solve it. Tuesday, I will study Tuesday. But you never do any this one. Then day after day after day. And the students, even the parents say, you have to study, or I am studying, I'm doing my work. But deep down inside him or her, they cannot deny they didn't do the work. They cannot sleep. Then how they sleep, there is a drug, it's named tomorrow. When I need to sleep, tomorrow I will study. And they promise himself or herself, tomorrow I will study, tomorrow I will study, and tomorrow never come. The dangerous part is coming after that. When I didn't solve that and I cannot fulfill my promise, I start to say to myself, I don't understand. No, I don't do this one because I am stupid. Then if you tell yourself this one for how many weeks, you will turn like that, which is a very, very dangerous thinking of the students. Then no, you not have a problem with your thinking. You have a problem with, I need to do this one. I have a willing to do this one. I am always telling them that is, you are like a fish. Imagine that is, I put a big log in a river. It's walking with the current, but you have a willing. If you are a very small fish, you can go against the current. Then don't tell yourself, no, I don't have skills. Other people have a skill. No, you don't have a willing to study. You don't have a willing to put the effort. If you have that one, you will be fantastic in everything you do.
Yeah, effort's more important than anything.
Yes.
Not marks, effort. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
that's important for parents to realize that. Don't chase the marks, chase the work they're putting in.
Yeah.
Good mark, bad mark. If they've put the work in, encourage it. And this is very important, I think. And you've research has done it, and decades of experience. You've literally spelt it out for us, black and white.
Yeah. And you're also highlighting the element too of well-being, that the students got to believe in themselves. They've got to believe they can do it and that it's achievable, as a result of effort. But yeah, it sounds like you do a lot of fostering of well-being of their students because you make them believe they can do it and you don't give up on them and you continue to give them work to support that.
That's right.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, and that starts off with year 7. But let's say you've got a student year 9, year 10 that's putting in a lot of effort. Now, at what point do you say pull it back or focus? What's your recommendation with this for kids who are really like?
For the teacher, when he teaches that level, some teachers starting with a hard question, I think that is, the students, when they understand this one, that meaning they understand the rest of the topic. It's not coming like that. You have to start with the easy question. Do you understand? Make the students feel that he understand that level. Okay, what if I put the same question with a different thing? What if I give it to you in a problem solving? Instead of I give you the graph, I will give it to you as a story. And can you graph it? Can you think about it? The same question, that meaning he know the answer. And he start to think how we can capable to do this one in a different way. And then you can give him the other question. I tell them something, especially with year 11 and 12. I tell them, when I teach you mathematics, it's exactly like when I teach you how to drive a car. When you drive a car, I teach you how to drive around your home. But when you get the license, you cannot say, no, I didn't drive in that environment before. Sorry, you get the license, you have to drive. Or otherwise you leave your license. Then it's a license, I give it to you. When I give you this question, that question, okay, you have a license to do that topic. Now I give you whatever. I give you raining, I give you sunny, I give you at night. You have to drive. Sorry, you looking for driving a car, it's the same thing. You're looking for solving a math question.
Yeah, I liked your sailor quote. He always tells us.
Yeah.
Smooth, what did it say? Smooth seas don't make a good sailor.
A quiet sea doesn't make a skillful sailor.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And when I say it in my class, they know that is the next question will be hard.
It's not a good omen. Well, look, that's great that you've kind of pinpointed the different points of the career, and you're doing so much. I've got to ask, like at your stage, how are you staying so motivated?
Because when you look to the students, every students are different. You don't teach the same students every year. Even if you teach a students for 3-4 years, every year we have a challenge. And we can put another target. My target is you getting this mark. Not comparing you with your other students, comparing you with yourself. Can you get better mark next term? Can you do this level of mathematics next term? Until you come with the extension 2, and that's the end. Okay, what target you have for yourself? Forget about your ATAR. I need you understand this one. Can I solve this trial? Can I solve this question 16? When you come to this one, motivating the students dealing with individual, not dealing with the same student, then that motivates you. And actually, I am learn from my students as well. I teach them and I learn from them. One of them is very lazy, then I need to teach him how to come over this one. And if he come over, I need to learn what strategy he's done. And I need to learn from this one. But actually, it's education here is not just one teaching one. No, actually, it's a circle.
Yeah.
I teaching and they teach me.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And you kind of go through that. Each student does need those different strategies in order to learn what one best suits them. And obviously, in some cases, go back to what you've used in the past with different students. But in other ways, you've got to learn new strategies yourself.
That's right.
That's amazing,
right.
Talat.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I heard we had some really good results in the HSC last year.
I have the whole class getting band 6, national band 6s.
Wow, the whole extension 2 class.
Like, for those who aren't in the know, that is no small thing. That's the highest level of mathematics.
How many kids in the class?
Last year we have 11.
Wow. So 11 kids, all of them got the highest band.
That's exciting.
We have that before in many schools, and I have one of my students get 100%, which is the first of the state.
Wow.
But this one is not just work myself. No, it's a teamwork from other teacher, from at home, it's a teamwork. And at the end, God helped to get this result.
That's phenomenal.
That's amazing. Well, that's a standout in itself. What I've got to know is, have you had any other amazing standout moments in your career? Some big wins, that you could mention to us?
One of my class, I will tell you 2 stories about this one. I have a lot of story, but I cannot remember them all now.
Yeah.
But one of my class was accelerated. I don't know you're familiar with acceleration.
Yeah. When you kind of a lower year group doing work from above.
Yeah. One of my accelerated group in one of my school I was teach at, I told them, in the lunchtime, can you please come eat your lunch in my class? Don't do anything. I just don't need from you and to do any effort. You're just sitting down, eating the lunch in a shade area for 15, 20 minutes from your lunchtime, and then you go enjoy the rest of your lunch. And they doing this one, and actually I was just graph, make what is the equation, what is the graph. I am just working in front of them. They just watching quietly, taking their lunch, and then they going out and they playing. At the end of, I was teaching them for 3 years. At the end of year 11, I have similar things that I have from band sixes. And it was, I think at that time, 18 students. 16 of them doctors now in New South Wales.
Wow.
This one, it was very nice result of you working hard, but the students don't feel that they gain a lot of stuff. But at the end, when they understand the relation of graphs and how to graph it, how to flip it, how to square root it, this stuff make a big difference of them. And while they eating, they usually doing this one at home. They watching TV while they eating. Okay, you watching here as well.
It's on the multitask. Eat and learn.
Yeah, you watch the Talats show, which is important.
Another year that is, I found the students when I give them a question and trial about cricket.
Yeah.
And the students answer it, maybe half of them answer it wrong because they don't understand what is the cricket rule. Me too, I don't understand the cricket rule, but I found, and the other half, some of them, they get luck with the answer. I said, okay, I brought someone who's professional in playing cricket to explain that to them. And some other teachers, they said, can we attend this session with you? I said, yeah, all right. They attend this one, and the students, they find someone who's professional in this field and explain how he doing this one, how we calculate it, what is the runs, what is this stuff. After this one, at the end, we're getting a very, very good result. I have, at that time, 19 students, 18 in extension 1, 18 of them getting above 90.
Wow.
And one get the 85 to 90, which is
still good, very good.
Yeah.
I was sad.
It's because you've been good at recommending doctors because you've taught so many of them.
But that's happened to me while one day I was in the hospital at 2 o'clock at night. A doctor come to put needles in my arm, and then he looked at me and said, Mr. Gerges, why you are here? I looked to him, I said, Nicholas, his name was Nicholas. Why you are here? He said, I am a doctor here from 6 months. I said, okay. Nicholas, did I give you any demerit before? He said, no. I said, okay, can you please?
You may proceed.
You may proceed. He doesn't want revenge.
I can trust you now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's motivational. Like I said, in this podcast, we want to get more teachers, more people with ability teaching, people with passion teaching. So what's your recommendation to a beginning teacher? Like someone who's just deciding to, you know what, I'm going to step into the profession. What advice would you give them, sir?
Okay. There is, to be a very successful teacher, you have to have many features. First, your knowledge. Without the knowledge, how we can deliver anything. Second, this knowledge should be in a frame of enthusiastic. That is, you have to love what you're doing. Then you teach this one with a passion. Then this one, it's going to deliver to your students to love what you're doing. Always remind them by many things. Like try to put a phrase, including something you need to teach them this something. Like when I say, the quiet sea doesn't make a skillful sailor. That's meaning you have to do your best. You have to work hard to get the level you want. I always telling the students, math is fun. Then when sometimes in the beginning, what you saying, but At the end, yes, that will come stuck in their head, and math is fun. Then the teacher, the new teacher, have a knowledge, have enthusiastic, and something else. Sorry about this one. The teacher here is a role model. It's like exactly you're working in a field of you host a program. When you host a program in the TV and you just standing in the front of the TV, are you going to prepare for that one? How are you going to prepare? You prepare by knowledge, you prepare by the grooming, the face, the shape. All of this one affect the students. But this one, I'm going to do another day. Okay, I cannot open my eye today. Okay, sit down, open your book, and that's not work. That's not. You cannot grab the attention of the students. You cannot make them love your subject. This one is a big thing.
Yeah,
But the new teacher should have many features to convince the students why I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I already come from home. I hate to wake up in the morning. I tell you something. When you look to the students nowadays, actually, if I am in their situation, I am going to study. All of the things around me grab my attention. The media, the internet, the PlayStation, all this stuff at home. The parents, they bring all this stuff to you at home, and they want you to study.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Okay, you give me all this distraction time, and yes, that's a PlayStation. That is, you can play with your friend from a different state, and
video games.
okay, this one is fantastic. They take your attention, take your time, suck your time, and after this one, can you study? What? What is the target? If a students have no target to study, why he wasted the time?
Yeah.
The parents offer him everything. Okay, that's fantastic. Why I am studying? Why I leave all this
they're
stuff?
not hungry for anything. You're
They
just
need
fed.
to have a target. You talk to a student, I need a target. What you want to be. And what you want to be, please, for the parents, don't mention for money. You need to mention, I need to be a doctor. Excellent. To help others.
Yeah.
I need to be an engineer. Yes, to build a very good houses to others. A very cheap house for the people who cannot offer the money. I need to help the poor people. Okay, that's excellent. Help yourself first to help the other people. And if that's in a frame of godly thing, that will be more, I think, good things for the students.
Yeah. It intrinsically has to come from something you love.
That's all right.
Yeah, has to come from something you love. I mean, if you're mentioning doctor, if you want to be a doctor, every time I get students in front of me, okay, are you interested? Do you enjoy this?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to make money, you can make money much faster than a doctor.
Of course, of course.
But it's a question of your interest and how does that give back to people? Because as soon as you give back to people, it's far more rewarding than just taking, and that's been proven. You know,
Yeah, well, we see it in teaching. That's,
teaching. Well, this is the whole
Yeah.
point of the podcast. The podcast
Yeah.
is to attract more professional, intelligent people into our profession.
Yeah.
And you've given us a look at I want to say a 40+ year career and still motivated.
Yeah.
And still going strong.
Sometimes I say to the students, anyone have you been in the aeroplane before? Yes. What did they tell you in the aeroplane? When the oxygen is coming, are you give it to someone to help or give it yourself first and then you help? The same thing here. If you want to help other people, because some students, they are fantastic and they say, the poor people in Africa or the poor people in this country, I need to help them. Okay, that's fantastic. Help them. But how you help them without helping yourself first?
Yeah.
You have to find a very good career. You have to find something to help other people with. I'm going to do an operation for them. Okay, you have to be a doctor first. I am going to fix their teeth. Okay, you have to be a dentist first. And of course, this one is a target, and there is a target after the target.
Yeah, you have to be skillful at something.
That's
and
right.
then give back to humanity. Yeah, very, very, very important. How do you, at your stage now, how do you motivate, say, teachers who've been teaching for 10, 15 years, 20 years? If you see a teacher a little bit slumped, a little bit down, how do you motivate them? What do you sit down with them, have a chat?
Sometimes you concentrate in some point. Like we concentrate in how to do a very good exam to help students, because the exam is not just a testing, teaching as well. Then what is the strategy to do this one with the kids? Something else you can, as an older teacher, you can sit down before the lesson and you start to prepare for a lesson. Yeah. And you're writing a point. After all these teaching years, you still writing a point. No, this time last year, this way it doesn't work. No, I will do it this way. It's a better way for the kids for this year, I think. When the teachers and the new teachers seeing this one, saying, you have all this experience and you're still preparing, of course I have to prepare. And every time you prepare, you discover a different point. You didn't think about it to teach it.
Yeah, exactly. Every year is different. Every year is a fresh start.
And it's like you said,
you have to.
With your students as well, in the case with the younger teachers too, you're being a role model. Like you're doing it, and they see you do it, they'll do it.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes in every year, that is you taking one phrase, one sentence, sometimes from the Bible, sometimes from outside the Bible. There's something, this year, what do you think about this topic? All of you don't like it? Okay, to be or not to be? To be or not to be with this topic. We will do it until the end. To be or not to be? Okay, be. All right, that's good. We can do it.
Yeah, I like that. Last year for the Cogram Master used, it's maths. How can it be hard? and they're watching now. They still remember it for the rest of their lives. Yeah, it's good. It's the humor. Humor is very important.
Yeah,
of course.
You have to. It's your character comes out when you teach. And this, if your character doesn't come out in your teaching, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes very integral part of your teaching, and then your character slowly changes. Yeah. I know for myself, running the tuition center for years, all of a sudden you're not the same person you were 5-10 years ago, and you should every 5 years. I believe you should be a different teacher.
That's right.
This has to happen. If it doesn't happen, you are dead in the water. And I'm grateful to have started work with you. To actually, he can hammer me along.
Well, you've told me too, like just how much, like Rob, with all his experience, how much he's already been learning from you.
Oh no, it's because people ask me, for example, I need about, in all due respect, I've been teaching for 30 years, but I need about another, I'd say 12, 15 years to be on the same level as him.
Yeah.
So no, don't say that.
He's humble. It's true. I'm really. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm very proficient at what I'm doing, but there is more.
Yeah.
There is more. There's always more. And you find someone where he shows you that there's more, and you go, "Oh wow, great!" He gave me a question today, and I went, "Man, I haven't been thinking. We've been watching, and he gave me a question. I went, I better go upstairs and answer this correctly." No pressure from the extension twos, and we kind of figured it out whether his answer was correct, and I kind of gave him my solution and went, you know what? I have not been nervous doing a maths question in a while, but it's good, because you realize when you find someone ahead of you, you realize there's more to learn.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. It's very important for the teachers out there as well. And we say it time and time again. Find someone more experienced and get that experience off him.
Yeah.
This is what makes teaching interesting and learning.
I'm grateful
yourself, for that. Thank you.
You're embracing that challenge too. Like you see it as something that's great. Like that attitude.
For me, of course I have to.
Yeah.
And I said that to the students. I went, look, because I went into the school going, oh, great, here he is, he can teach extension too, yeah. And they asked me, oh, what's the difference between you and Talat? Well, Master Yoda and ObiWan. But it's not this is my relationship with him, and I'm very thankful to be working under him. But to other teachers out there, do find that.
Yeah.
This is very important as a teacher, that you actually find someone more experienced and then draw from them, get the information out of them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you will be like that person, but they've paved the way for you already.
Yeah.
So this is what keeps you motivated as a teacher. And I know I've got other younger teachers that look up to me as well. So it's a question of putting yourself out there and opening yourself up to that, because as a teacher, you're a teacher, but you also have to remember you're always a student as well. This is something that I believe is critical.
Yeah, that's it. That notion of being a lifelong learner, isn't it? As you've said, that constant reflection.
That's right. Sometimes during your teaching, you try to teach them value as well. It's not you teaching them the subject. You are a teacher and you have experience. You have to give it to them. Like you're dealing with your own kids. You teaching them value. Like one day I told them about a teacher in a classroom, and he wrote the timetable for high school. Timetable, and he write the first one, right timetable, I think 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times, until 3 times 12. And he write all the answer wrong, all the answer right. And one of them, 3 times 1, he write 2.
Yeah.
And the students said, hey, what? That's a mistake. He said, yes, you see the one mistake I have done, but you didn't see all my right answer. You just see the wrong thing. The people in their life outside, when you leave the school, they looking where is your mistake?
Yeah.
You're doing everything right, excellent. But you do one mistake, they say, oh, that's a mistake. Hello, but what about all what I have done?
Yeah.
Then you have to be careful about this mistake. Exactly like when you're doing the HSC. That's one question, you make it wrong. How many people will pass you? Then you have to look to this one. You have to be careful, because some students, I feel they know the knowledge, but they are careless.
Yeah.
They just solving the question without going backward to check if that's right answer or wrong answer, and that costs us a lot of mark.
Yeah.
Then the students have to know. Then when you tell them something, or you give it a real example of writing this formulas, and you make one mistake and say, oh, that's a mistake. Okay, you can see that, but you didn't see all the right. Okay, what about your life? You will do a mistake, everyone will target it and say, oh, you done a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, it's an important lesson to know.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's especially, like you said, in the context of a formula too. One mistake has a ripple effect.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's just gonna, lead to bigger problems later on. Yeah. Look, what I've got to say as well, like obviously you're teaching extension too, and even just in preparing for those classes, marking those classes, you're reevaluating yourself all the time. Stepping away from that, how do you balance work-life? Like, because you are so passionate and dedicated. What's Talat like outside of the classroom? Do you have any time? Is there a work-life balance?
Actually, in the real life, you always, while you're thinking, I'm thinking in something in the real life, how to teach, how did the students act, this was stuff. I am writing a small thing in a newsletter in the church. And this one, I'm saying, that's my thinking about this part. And of course, you deep thinking of something around you, just mathematically, you will affect it by math, of course. But you have a lot of stuff you can do it outside. You can do helping with drama in the church. You can helping your kids, growing their kids. You helping with them as well.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things you can do it, but you never forget math.
There are numbers are everywhere.
Mate, you can run, but you can't hide from maths. This is the thing. Doesn't matter where you are, it always gets you.
Yeah.
I think one English teacher told me, what's important about math? I said, okay. I ask you a small question. Said what? I said, in the Bible, there is one chapter, it's named number. She said, yes. There is any number it's written about, any chapter written about English?
So we've got an English teacher that's laughing.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to use that one with Nick. Yeah, no, that's a good one actually.
Oh gosh.
Now look, these things are important. That passion we come across. So what recommendations do you have to someone, say, your age that's teaching, that's done many years, that's thinking of stopping it? What do you say to them to keep going?
Stop teaching?
No,
You cannot stop teaching.
never.
You just, your life to teach someone something, and you learn from this one. If you stop teaching and learning, you stop life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a circle. It's education. The life is education. Whenever I have a target, there is no life at that time.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. Yeah, you can't stop teaching.
No.
You can't stop learning either. Yeah.
That's
This is. Yeah. So we're gonna get another good 25 years out of you. Easy.
Whatever God gives.
God willing.
Whatever God
Do
gives.
you see a change of environment later on in your career? Like, it won't always be teaching in the classroom. Would you do teaching somewhere else after high school so you could still fulfill that urge as you continue to grow?
You can teach wherever. You can teach in tutoring, this stuff. It's helping you as well. You can teach your grandkids. You can teach all this stuff. But I think the life is about education, building a human being, build it in the right way. Because if you imagine you don't build a human being in the right way, you put a bomb in this society, which is a disaster. But if you build a right human being, then you will live in a very healthy environment for the future, for all generation coming.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on the teachers.
No,
Of course.
but
Of course.
teachers make or break society.
Yeah.
I even read somewhere that in the private schools back in England, the students revolted. This was back 100 years ago. The students revolted, locked the principal in his room, and burnt the books.
Wow.
They burnt the books. Then what they did, they went, okay, something's wrong here. Police came. It was a massive riot. I can't remember what year. They changed the principal to a more caring person who built the students. Of those students, they had really good political leaders come up. So the actual teacher at that time, when that principal at the time, I forgot his name, you can research this, he changed the actual approach, and from his approach from those private schools that went into chaos, that actually then he built society up. So like Talat said, it's the groundwork of society. So if it teaches, you may not get the reward straight away financially, etc., but in the long run, it makes or breaks a society. And back then in England, as private schools, they turned it back down to that point.
Wow.
They changed the teaching approach at that private school.
Yeah.
The students revolted really badly, turned it into a riot, burnt the school down, burnt the books down. Police had to come in and restore order in. They bring another principal in. I forgot his name. You can all look it up and see the story. He changed the whole approach of the school into a more caring, building the person approach. And that in turn changed the whole political system and changed their society.
Wow.
So this is exactly what you said. I thought about that
I
approach.
tell you something that is, one day I was leaving a school, going to another school. In this school, I have a students, starting year 8 students. Her name Christine. And I said in the first day, who hate math? And she raised her hand and she said, I hate math with passion. I said, okay, no problem. We can change this attitude. At the end of year 10, she was number 1 in the school.
Yeah.
And when I said to the principal, I am leaving, I'm going to another school, He said, "Can I ask you something?" I said, "What?" "Don't tell the students."
Yeah.
Said,
Yeah,
"Okay."
yeah.
Why? I will leave, they will know.
Yeah.
They said, "We will bring a psychiatric to talk to Christine before you leave, or we don't know what she's going to do."
Wow.
Yeah.
And they talk to her first before I tell the students I'm leaving the school.
Yeah.
Then you see the students here, she hate math. She start to change the attitude to like math because a teacher just telling her encouraging sentence, you going well, that's fantastic. And she become number one in the school in mathematics.
Yeah.
Then this one the teacher can change the life, can change a life of a future of a human being.
Yeah.
Imagine that you just do it for 1-2 students in your life. That's enough.
Now you changed. My story is very similar, actually. I had the same story. We were year 7. I went from year 6. Wasn't a good year for me. Year 7 I don't think, I probably had about 40 days off. We were in the 4th or 5th bottom maths class. I don't know what Michael Sender did. Thank you, sir. Whatever he did, he walked up there, he spoke, we went quiet. We just went quiet. This man just spoke. By the end of the year, we had the top 12 positions. I came second.
Yeah.
From the 4th or 5th bottom maths class, that one teacher makes the world a difference.
Yes,
So you
yes.
just, at that pivotal moment in time, God knows where my life could have ended up. I'm not saying I wasn't a bad person, but that one pivotal moment in time, that teacher, and I'm literally still in the profession, I tried working in the banks, which I probably would have made a lot more money. You would have to, coming out of a master's degree, you would have to definitely love maths compared to the money we would earn out there in the corporate world. But then I could honestly say, at that point in time in year, right, he changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have the chance to do the same as well.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
It's sliding doors,
Yeah, and even now, you sent a text message, we contacted a student that he came first in Sydney Catholic schools
Yeah.
for your computing subjects, and that's the reward that we have as teachers.
Yeah.
No other job can do that for you. It's impossible, and we've had heaps of other teachers come in and say the same thing. Any other last remarks you would like to tell our audience, teachers, parents? What would you recommend?
No, I'm just said what I want to say to the teacher. Please become as, imagine that you are a host in the TV show. That's when you go to the class. That is your show. That's your show. But you have to prepare for your knowledge as well. For the students, please, everyone have ability to do whatever you like, but you have to have a willing to work and work hard in the beginning, and after this one you will find everything is easy. The parents, please, your kids, don't give them a lot of stuff around them and ask them to study. There is a time to study, there is a time to play. You have to be fair with that one. And if they do get this target, then you will reward them, not reward them and ask them to work. Just my opinion. Yeah. Thank you.
Look, for my last question to you, Talat, okay, there's someone out there who's thinking about entering into the teaching industry. What would you say to them about joining us as teachers?
If you love this job, you will be satisfied the rest of your life because you feel you're doing the right thing for a lot of people. Forget about the society, what you want to change, what you want from this society. You can change it by your hand, by growing up some very good kids. God bless you.
Well done.
Thank you so much. So we're so excited to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have you on again. This is just a warm up. Okay. So
Right.
thank you very much. We're very, very, very glad to have done this. I'm Robert Namoski.
I'm Chris Gerges.
And see you all next time.
See you guys.
See ya. Bye. Man, that was...
Oh, that experience and everything came through. Amazing.